Welcoming St. Lucia back to our CD 1025 Big Room Studio. Jean, you brought the whole band with you today. This is wonderful.
I did. I like these guys.
Yeah. Aww, seem like
kind
good
of.
folks. It's been a while since you've been here, though. I think it was actually September of 2014 the last time that you were here, so you've been a little busy.
Yeah, time flies. It kind of feels like yesterday in a way, but it feels like 20 years ago in other ways. Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I guess since we were here before, we were kind of finishing up touring our first album, Win the Night, and then basically went straight back into the studio to record our new album, which just came out, called Matter. And now we're about to, I guess, tour for another 10,000 years or something like that. Until the next album comes out at some point.
Yeah, that new album, Matter, released 2 weeks ago today, so congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge. That's awesome. And that song you just did, Dancing on Glass, I love it. It makes me dance. And I'm not a dancer, so that's a big deal.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
that's the desired effect, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me about recording this record. What was it like going back into the studio for a sophomore release, your second album?
Yeah. It's always a little nerve-wracking because, you want to at least equal your first album and hopefully improve it and then hopefully not repeat yourself as well. So, it was a little nerve-wracking, but, we worked really, really hard on it. We, recorded all the ideas we had in our heads, and we're very, very proud of the final result. And there were definitely some difficult times, some freakouts, but we feel really, really good about what we released.
Yeah, I saw you said something about, you were referring to the album. If the last album sounded like the tropics, this album is the desert.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just, I feel like it's a little less kind of atmospheric in general. It's a little more kind of lean, maybe a little more direct in certain ways. And I think, obviously the desert is leaner than the tropics. Like there's less plants, just less kind of things going on in general. But it feels like a progression in that sort of way where there's less kind of fluff and fat around things and everything's kind of a little more tailored, I guess.
Well, it seems very colorful when I listen to it. Like it's very bright. It's a very enjoyable record. So
well, thank you very much.
I encourage everyone to go out and pick it up. You worked with Jack Antonoff on a song too.
Yes.
How was that?
That was awesome. The song is "Help Me Run Away," which is the second last track on the album. Not because it lacks quality, but just because that's where it fits. I basically walked into the studio. He had like 3 or 3.5 hours to write because he had a date with Lena later that evening. And we just bashed the song out in that time. And it was probably the easiest writing session out of all the writing sessions I did. We just really clicked. And he's a really, really nice guy. And, I think we share a lot of kind of similar musical influences. So it was very easy.
That's awesome. I really hope that this is true. I read somewhere that one of your jobs before you did this, were you a jingle writer?
Indeed.
Oh my God. That's amazing. How does one become a jingle writer?
Well, you just have to sing jingles all the time until someone discovers you on the street. No, I'm just kidding. Just make up jingles. It's kind of a long story. I'll try and keep it short. So, I went to music school in England, and when I finished it up, Patty's older sister, Lucy, was kind of traveling around the world, and she ended up in New York and met this guy who was a partner and part of a music house called The Lodge. And I think as a favor to her and to Patricia, he gave me a shot at writing freelance for them. And I'd never done anything like that. And I was just like, wow, I get to write for this music house in New York. This is amazing. And I just did it, and they liked what I did. And then a few months later, they offered me a full-time job. And it was such a great opportunity. I couldn't turn it down. And the rest is history.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I did. It's a very intense job because you're basically writing, normally about 2 30-second pieces of music every day, like from start to finish, so you have to write, record, mix it, master it, everything, like 2 of those in one day. So doing that for 3 years can definitely wear you out. So I think I kind of got a little bit burnt out towards the end, but I kind of feel like doing that was almost a more valuable music education than going to music school, because you're just in this kind of you're just in this cooker the whole time that where you're forced to kind of do things that you might not normally do, and forces you to do stuff.
Tell me that there are some St. Lucia greatest hits jingles out there.
I don't know if they're greatest hits, but there's definitely some that I'm very, very proud of. You know, I mean, I feel like when you're a jingle writer, you're not necessarily writing, you know, your deepest soul thoughts. You know, it's just like you kind of have to write to a brief. But I always try to put something in there that I was at least on some level kind of proud of.
Well, you should be very proud of this new record because it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and do another song here in the Big Room Studios. Just a few tickets available for the show tonight out at the Newport Music Hall. So join us. It's going to be a good time. What are you going to do for us now?
We're going to do another track of our new album, Matter, and the song's called Game for You.